All right, guys. All right. So, it's Alchemy of Life back with another video. This is going to be a really a heavy one. I haven't done one of these in a while. So, uh, like the video, comment, share, subscribe. The Cash App is pinned. There's a lot of research that goes into these videos, a lot of channeling, a lot of information, that I bring down for you guys because, it's all ours. We all should know this. So I thank you guys in advance for all your Cash App donations. Thank you. Everything is welcomed. And we're gonna jump right into this. I have notes on my phone just so I can kind of, you know, look. It's basically just a bullet points and such. But you see the title is is about the power of harmony and union because overall, once we get into it and you see the whole grand scheme of things, you'll see how I wrap it up, how it all ties in to harmony, wholeness, balance, and basically how separation and division has been used and is being used right now. While showing you how multiple things are usurping your energy. So and how certain things that a lot of people they don't want to hear this information, but I don't give a fuck. We're gonna talk about it tonight. So the first topic I'm gonna bring up, and each topic pretty much builds on, to the other. Y'all know me. And we're gonna talk about altars. Okay, so let's think about your altar or your altar. So, you know, the real purpose of an altar is subconscious work. Okay. And I'm not against this because this is all coming from experience. So these are channeled messages, but a lot of this stuff is also experience and study. But let's put the emphasis on experience. I've had the standard altar for years, and now me and my homegirl Gail, we channeling this information in, and we just get it now. It's all a big sham, but not in the way that you think. The altar is for the subconscious mind. See, they got you on, how basically how it was brought over here, into Western society, mainly through the black community, I would say, or so-called, I don't, for lack of a better term, usually black. But, we're talking about ancestor altars and altars. What it was really is for the subconscious mind, bringing down your manifestations and bringing down certain energies. So that means you don't need the four elements up there. Because what happens is you put the four elements up there, you the motherfucking fifth element. This is the AKA what Southern Beaumont talks about is the pentagram, locking you inside of the pentagram. And yes, you're supposed to be in that motherfucker until you learn, until you go above it. Once you go above that, you don't need to be locked down into the five. Okay, the five. So the earth, air, fire, water, and what spirit? The five, the hand. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna lock you down. So you got the four elements plus you're the fifth element on your altar, and then you got deities and probably ancestor work going on, like we all had going. So basically, your ancestors are already perfect. So think about this: if your ancestors were already in a state of perfection, why the fuck would they need anything from this earth? Ancestor money, that should, food, any of this shit. Like, let's just think about it. Let's just go against it just to think about it. Why would they need any of those things? Unless these motherfuckers getting you to trap their ass down in this realm. You bringing your ancestors down here from the astral and trapping them. You see what I'm saying? Your ancestors they with you. Okay? They with you. Learn how to communicate with the legions inside of you. They are inside of you. Remember that. They always with you. When you need them, call upon them, but you don't need to have the ass on them fucking altar. And this is shit that is just coming in. And then the deities, think about it. These deities that you form a relationship with and you work with, all these different deities and spirits that we have on the fucking altar, it serves a purpose. But what Brother Panic always talks about is they're nothing more than a symbol. So if you're talking about Lakshmi, she's a symbol of a perfection of prosperity and abundance and success in high levels. So that's what you need to be working on then. You don't need to put her ass on the altar. But we all need this at a certain level till we don't. So now you can take her ass off. You need to become like them. And that's the lesson. Because what happens is these deities are going to usurp your energy. That's how they stay alive. Because they give you physical things. And what the fuck do they get? Light. Pieces of the soul. Fragment. As you bring down your higher self, these motherfuckers is usurping that shit. And is keeping these deities alive. Remember, you are the motherfucking deity. Remember that. So they taking precious things from you only to give you things of this earth, and those things go away. And what they take from you is the most precious thing. Think about that now. That seems like making a bad deal right there. But it's a deal that we need to learn, for a certain period. Seems like a bad deal. Remember, you're the deity. Okay? They're symbols. They're nothing more than symbols. Because they look at you laughing and shit. They laughing at our asses because they look at us as food. A food and fuel source. If I'm higher than these motherfuckers, then why should I give them what's so precious to me? So I took off all my, I pretty much got rid of all my, I haven't got rid of my statues and stuff, but I don't have my altar anymore. I've been got rid of them off the altar a long time ago. Something told me to do that, but then we and my homegirl Gail, we came to these conclusions through our channels. Because remember, the altar is a portal. Noble News, Tom, what's good, peace. But remember, the altar is a portal, okay? It opens up a portal, quantum tunnel. So your wall is a portal. These walls are portal. Okay? So your altar is just like the walls in your room, a portal to other realms, dimensions, the other side. Okay? So you use your altar. So let's talk about the altar, how to use it. Use it as a manifestation tool. It's so powerful. So, you power it up in many different ways. Through word, through intention, burning ancestor money. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that, because we're in this realm, that will work for us, these physical things. And that's going to help bring power to the altar. Simple things. Those are just some tools you can use for that. But really, say you're trying to manifest a car, okay? Go find a Hot Wheel. What up, MB? What up? Go find a Hot Wheel car that matches that same car that you want to manifest and put that on your altar. Because it's a subconscious tool, and you will walk by and you will see it. So now you've taken all the elements off because you are the elements, and now you're using your altar like a vision board, like a more physical version of a vision board. Even though the vision board is physical, it's not as powerful as this altar. You use it to bring shit in, to solidify shit, basically solidification. Okay. And remember, the altar deals with the subconscious mind and fractalization. Like when celebrities are under MK Ultra, or even us, by the whole world is under MK Ultra. So you have a fractalized part of yourself, through your emotions. That is called an alter, aka alter ego, whatever. So just think about it, okay? So we're starting pretty light. We're starting pretty light. So, we don't really need these deities. They need us. They're feeding off of us. That's why Bobby said, fuck the gods. I am the gods. Now is it clicking? Is it making sense? You feel me? So it's a because your ancestors. I'm saying your ancestors are in a state of perfection. So why do they need anything down here? You know, if anything, we need them. They're inside of us. You see what I'm saying? They're living out the experience through us. So as we eat, they eat. So why I got to put food on the altar for them when I'm going to eat? And if they're all my 72 trillion cells are them, why do I need to put food on the altar for them? When I eat, literally, they get fed. When I drink water, literally, they're getting that water. So it's just these things that we have to think about. So you put them on the altar, you're solidifying, you're trapping them here. Because as they level up inside of you, then they can go and they can leave. They need to go, they can go. But if people have you venerating your ancestors on the altar, then somebody else is eating that energy. Somebody else is eating their energy. I'm just saying. This is an ancient practice, so it must go back to these bloodlines of these motherfuckers in control. I'm just saying. Just think about it. So those are the first two, just going a little, So now we're going to talk about timelines and ships. Oh, see? Thank you for bringing up Moon Knight, because we're going to get into it. We're going to get into Moon Knight. Y'all niggas not going to believe this shit. Channels coming in. Thank you to the book. To a lot of the books Bobby talked about, and to etymology, and my homegirl Gail sent me this good on etymology. It's called One Source. Get this shit, y'all. One Language, Source of All Tongues by Arnold D. Wadler. Get this shit. Breaks down these words and it gets you an etymology dictionary, and that'll be a good start. In like a Hebrew, Latin, English to Latin dictionary, all that shit. These type of things. These words are the key. So now we're gonna talk about timelines and ships. We're gonna get to the Moon Knight here soon. We're gonna get to it. But timelines and ship, you are a vessel, right? You are your own ship. You are your own spaceship, warship, however you want to put it. You are your own ship. Now, shout out to Mook. Her channel is So It Is Written. She talked about this months ago. And, I know she knows this advanced science. The way I'm about to drop it, she knows it this way, I can tell. But she needed to drop it in a way that the collective could understand. I'm going to give it to you the way I understand, on the deeper advanced level. We're talking about timelines and hijacks. This is advanced quantum science. High-level sorcery, y'all. So let's get into it. So basically, timelines and chips, how niggas are quantum tunneling your energy. So like when you bring down more of your higher self, more of your light, what motherfuckers are doing is they're hijacking your timeline. So one way to that a motherfucker, you can see how they hijacked your timeline is this. If somebody impersonates you in any way, so like on Instagram, all these tarot readers are being impersonated because niggas are scammers and trying to get money out of their followers. What they have done, because they have been impersonated by that scammer, whether that scammer knows it or not, that scammer has now hijacked that particular person's timeline. And remember, we have many timelines, so it's a specific aspect of light within that particular timeline. So say that timeline, them as that occult teacher or tarot reader in that particular way. They hijack that timeline. And then all the light that is fed into that timeline is going straight to the parasite first, because remember, it always goes to the parasite and then to the host. So it's like a not, the host is gonna get enough nutrients, enough light, because nutrients and light are akin to each other, to sustain themselves so that the parasite can sustain itself even more. Because if the host dies, so does the parasite. Unless it gets out as the body decays and goes into the ground or however or whatever. Host died, parasite dies. So what happens is when you bring down more of your higher self, which is, akin to the soul, that's a lot of energy, that's a precious part of you. Then what motherfuckers can do is step in and take all your shit until what they have done is they have copied themselves and pasted themselves as you totally from that aspect, and then can push you out and become that, but in their own way. This is high level sorcery, y'all. Like, if y'all don't get it, just digest what you can and come back to it. That's very important. And that's what motherfuckers are doing out here. Everything that I'm saying in this video it's gonna add up in the end. Motherfuckers their timelines are being hijacked just like that. Oh yes, they are. And so basically, that is quantum tunneling on your fucking frequency. They are quantum tunneling on your shit. So basically, they have created a cord or a tunnel between where they're at, and on one side of that timeline where they exist in it. Okay. Now this can be done on the motherfucking timeline on Facebook. Very easy. Motherfuckers can steal your sexual energy. Say a woman wanted to be seen more sexual in a very certain type of way that another woman is, and that woman and one of the women like post things on the timeline, she could just do it that way, because she's, for the sheer fact that she sees those pictures on her timeline of this other woman, then she can tunnel her way into that energy. And all she has to do is start dressing a certain type of way. Then they'll try to be you. And then as that energy from that person's higher self starts to come in, they're just eating that light and becoming more and more like that until they push that person out from that aspect. And then once they push you out one way, they can keep going. All your timelines. And they won't stop till you're done. Because then they'll have eaten you in a totality. The whole soul. They'll have your fragment. And then that's just more light that they have built up for themselves. That's how the shit works. It's just crazy. So protect yourselves out here. You know what I'm saying? Do definitely a lot of cord cuttings. Cord cut. If you got to cut cords every night before you go to bed, keep your Palo Santo and your sage on deck. All these type of things. I would suggest you guys sage and Palo Santo. I forgot to say that before. Anybody, it's at this point, if you haven't saged the Palo Santo, I would do so, because this is heavy energy. I'm going to have to do so afterwards, but that is what it is. So there's that. So we're going to talk about Disney, Moon Knight, and we're going to talk about all that. So basically, entertainment are the new scribes, the new Thoth, the new Tahuti's. So it's great that you mentioned Moon Knight, because me and my homegirl was just talking about that before I got on this video a few hours ago. And she was telling me how I seen the first episode. So basically, I wouldn't watch it anymore. Now that I know what I know, I seen one episode, I know what I need to know. So basically, if you are going to, consume any type of entertainment, because we all do, go sage, Palo Santo, and if you can't, go in with the intention to not, go with the intention that you do not consent to any of the rituals being done. Any of the rituals being done, you do not consent to them. And, no, we're not going for that. And they cannot feed, with the intentions of these motherfuckers cannot feed off of your energy, because that's what they're doing, as they're coming around with all these Marvel movies again. Because what they're going to do is they're going to, do what they did. They're bringing the Avengers back. Spoiler alert. If you can, I know the patterns. I've seen the patterns. And when you know the patterns, you know what the fuck's going to happen. So when the Avengers and they're up until the last Avengers movie came about, what happened, what the pattern was, everybody got a movie. Niggas didn't have shows back then. Like, there were shows, but now, Moon Knight has a show, and now, it's movies and shows. That's what's lucrative. So they're doing movies and shows. And once everybody individually gets something, then you'll start to see the sequels to those movies come out, and you start to see, oh, okay, say Moon Knight shows up in a Spider-Man flick or something, like, they'll start showing up in each other's movies and sequels, and then they'll have like an Avengers flick come out, and then the be-all end-all battle with the last two rituals, the real shit and the fake shit. I've talked about that. So they're just gearing up to fight another type of Thanos character, or Thanos again, and it's just all a big ritual. So there's that. But what they're doing with this shit is they're feeding off of you to keep them. These deities are feeding off of you to keep themselves alive. Because as you can see, Moon Knight centers around Khonsu, a Tahuti character, Egyptian deity. How they keep feeding these motherfuckers to keep them alive, because they worship these motherfuckers. It's through fucking entertainment, especially TV. So to participate in watching in a ritual is like, protect yourself, but it's to, keep these motherfuckers alive so they can feed off of you. That's no bueno, bro. I'm not going for that shit, bro. And remember, you are the deity. Fuck these motherfuckers on that particular level. They know what they've done. They know what they do. Protect yourselves, y'all. So so we're going to get to it. So basically, let's get even deeper into it. It's poltergeist activity, because basically what they do is they bring down the entity or the deity or the demon, and but anybody who's watched it, what happens is they tunnel that demon into you, or that entity, deity, or whatever. And so now, say 1,000 people have watched Moon Knight, or say 1,000,000 people. That those 1,000,000 people now have that entity inside of them being birthed through them. This is deep shit, y'all. And remember, demons have legions. And we have legions of demons inside of us. So this is how this shit works. Demons have legions of hundreds of thousands and thousands. So they're using the occult science of legions. Okay? So now, because think about it. When I talked about the altar and about us, we can birth shit through our own womb. That's a deeper concept. We can birth shit organically into this realm. These motherfuckers cannot. They were birthed through word. I slid out a pussy. Don't know about y'all. But, that's the whole Yaldabaoth story. Yaldabaoth, his mother birthed him through a word, from a word, not her womb. And cast him down in this motherfucker, as she was ashamed of him. So a motherfucker who's birthed from a word is going to be naturally distraught from the feminine principle, and the feminine principle attribute, which we all have, feminine and masculine. That feminine principle harbors the womb. motherfuckers naturally cut off just from an aspect or an angle of light. And that's why you see a lot of motherfuckers who are just like very cold and estranged from their mother, or their mother is estranged from them, because that's what the deal probably is. They're that type of entity or spirit. It's different shit, man. Different shit. So, motherfuckers are becoming a host. So basically, here's what happens. So now you have all these entities, all these, this whole legion, okay, of whatever entity, demon, or deity that they're birthing through you, through you watching that show, because you didn't, and not protecting yourself. If you do watch it, it's now being birthed through you. So protect yourselves. And them as a collective, they become that entity on a higher level, which, like a demon on a higher level of a legion, there's always a president or an earl or a duke over a legion. They become the earl, the president, or the duke, or something under the highest rank. Something like that. As one thing. And this is how these motherfuckers stay alive. It's how they eat. Because motherfuckers birthing shit through star systems. I'm going to do a whole nother video on birthing through wombs and star systems. That book, Wombs and Alien Spirits, my homegirl told me about. Look that shit up. I'm gonna get it, but I already pretty much get the premise of what we've talked about. This is basic quantum tunnel. This is advanced quantum. What am I saying? Advanced quantum mechanics. Quantum tunneling at a whole new level. They're tunneling entities and birthing them through you, through all forms of entertainment. We got to protect ourselves out here. We just got to. We got to stay on guard. It ain't no big deal, but it is a big deal. Protect yourself, be smooth, be cool. So now we're going to get into what it is, what this whole thing was leading up to. We were talking about harmony, wholeness, and balance, and the power of harmony and union. How all of this ties in together, the Ouroboros. So, we talking Isis, Osiris. Isis and Osiris. Study that mythology of Isis and Osiris and their son, and what happened to Osiris and Set. That's why Bobby Hemmett said mythology is the most advanced science. You're going to learn today why it is. You're going to fucking learn today. Because you have men and women who are estranged at a general populace level. And I don't care whether we have our reasons on one level. You have fucking feminist and you have fucking MGTOW. It's all rituals. I'll do more videos on that. This whole thing is about wholeness and balance. So to get you out of wholeness and balance, they got to separate you. Okay? They got to separate the royal family. Shout out to Sister Myra Moss. Look her up. She be on Brother Rich channel, Black Magic 363. She be on his channel, has been a few times in the last couple of months. But she has a lot of astrology on Serious Times Media. Sister Myra Moss. Look her shit up. Now, what she came and brought down was the science of the royal family, which is the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. So you have water, mama, universe, water. Father, spirit, air. Daughter, earth. Not Mother Earth, Daughter Earth. And then you have the Christ, the sun, fire. Let's break this down. Let's break this down. So when you fractalize the royal family, like Osiris was in those many pieces, they're divided, they are in pain, and they are suffering. So there's a reason why men and women hate each other at a general level. And it's very hard for us to come together. You know, there's always, oh, well, you did this. Oh, well, you did this. And we just need to shut up and put our differences aside, because as the adults, if we come together, then the children will watch us and they will do as we do. And then that's when you can say, okay, children are the future. Until then, you got to move the children out of the way, because they're just going to do what we do. Okay? They're going to be adults, and they're either going to grow up to be men or women who hate a man who hates women, or a man who hates man, or however. When you keep the divine feminine away from the divine masculine, especially within yourself, so it all starts with self. So as they fractalize the divine masculine and feminine and keep them estranged, then you are in polarity. Now you have to learn how to move through your poles, through, wholeness and balance. Because you got to be learned to become Neo, the one. And all that is Merkaba. Your vehicle becomes the Merkaba, the ultimate stage. You put the divine feminine, the mother and daughter, and divine masculine, father and son, together, and you have the daughter and the son who are down here. You're talking about Yaldabaoth, and Yaldabaoth must have a fucking sister too, obviously. Because from what I've studied and videos that I've watched of Saban Bomar, he said there was, so if he had a daughter that was here before Yaldabaoth. It's about the earth, bro. Bro, this shit is crazy. This shit is wild. Okay? So then there's that. So when you get the divine masculine and feminine together within yourself, you become whole. You're already whole, but you know what I'm talking about. That's true power. When you can see that within yourself, then you start to see, you'll be able to see it outside of yourself in someone else. And that goes into science of the twin flames and soulmates, but especially twin flames. A lot of people don't know the science of twin flames, really. They just be flipping cards on fucking YouTube. They just be flipping tarot cards, and they don't get the science. I don't want to judge, but I'm just saying. It's a real science to this shit. So keeping men and women estranged and hating each other and at war, basically at war. So we're thinking that's Mars. The other side of Mars is what? I just want y'all to think of what is Mars's counterpart. I'm not going to give y'all that one, because then when you start using the higher level frequency of that energy, and that's what we need to use, peanut butter and jelly with a soda on the side, man. I'm trying to tell you. That's what happens. Harmony, baby. Harmony. Things become more harmonious. And that goes for as inside of you, as above, so below, in all realms. When, think about, I want you to think about, what would happen if man and woman could come together in harmony and union and come into union. It's really a beautiful thing. Like, why don't we want that? It's a really beautiful thing to just think about, even just for your inside of yourself and outside of it. It's a beautiful thing. You keep us at war, you keep us in divisions, and through those divisions, you can eat light. That's what it is. It's all about separation and division. So then, okay, now we're going to get even deeper into the science of this shit of Osiris and Isis. So Isis goes on this venture to put Humpty Dumpty back together. Osiris, you know the story if you've heard it. So the divine feminine, and this can go even on a physical level. Get you a woman who resurrects you. Okay, that's why, well, I know, some people, some men don't like, women. They're, in that way, they're attracted to other men. Okay, but just listen to it. I love women. I'm a heterosexual man, but um, she resurrects you. So even on the level of getting, your dick getting hard, that's resurrection. Okay, the phallus gets hard. She resurrects us. So the female energy resurrects the male energy. And as she puts Humpty Dumpty back together and resurrects him from the fucking dead, magical shit, what Osiris becomes Horus, the Christ. And what did they say Jesus Christ, what Christ does? He redeems and saves. So the Christ comes, the masculine, divine masculine, then now comes and he redeems his woman. That's what we're supposed to be doing. The lady is supposed to be resurrecting the men, and the men's supposed to be redeeming the women. That's how this shit is in wholeness and in fucking balance. You know how lit shit would be if we could get that science all the way down? Ta-da, that's the whole fucking trick. That's the video. That's what I got. That's what it is. That is the power of harmony and union, redemption and resurrection, alchemy of life. So, guys, the Cash App is pinned right there if you want to donate. Thank you in advance. I love y'all. There are no words for these channels. I got it in under an hour. This is the one video that needed to be done. It just had to be done. So now I can go into some questions if you guys would like. Let me type it in. But this was a good one, y'all. This one was hard. Shout out to everybody that I mentioned. Shout out to my homegirl Gail. Man, shit, we be channeling shit, man. Like, for real. Like, crazy shit. So if you guys got any questions, I'll stick around for a little bit. But if not, it's 2 a.m. my time. It's 2:21 and it got 2 in the chat and 1 like. There you go. That's 3. 21, this is 3. But I just wanted to bring this one down for you guys. So for everybody watching this on the replay, like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys can still hit the fucking Cash App and donate because this one was hard. This one was a hard one, guys. Like, man, this is one where niggas not gonna want to hear this shit. They're gonna be like, Joe, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what the fuck I'm talking about. You feel me? Like, that's my energy. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. So let me see. If no questions, then I'm going to go. All right, guys, I'm going to go. So, I love y'all. Have a good night. Peace.